So let me get this straight. So many modern day women think that they're the prize because basically they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Like, congratulations for paying your electric bill. I guess that means you deserve princess treatment. Meanwhile, these women are ill-mannered, don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to take constructive criticism. They only know how to focus on negative behaviors instead of positive behaviors. They have unhealed trauma that they constantly project onto other people. They're selfish and entitled and expect everyone to cater to them while they give nothing in return. They have poor time management. They don't have any priorities in place. They don't know how to focus. They don't know what they really want in life, which is why they dabble in everything and sleep around. They prefer negative attention rather than no attention at all. Their idea of positive friendships is how many followers they have, and their reputation online is more important than who they are in real life. Dismissive to anybody's feelings or opinions if it doesn't validate them. They bully people while simultaneously preaching women empowerment. But yet, they have so much to bring to the table because they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Make that make sense.
So does that mean that we should walk around and not aim to have the best man? Like, we should just be like
you guys don't deserve
settling and saying that we are gonna settle for the less than
very
guy?
candid with you, most women don't deserve a high value man. Most women barely qualify for an average guy. And a lot of women think that they deserve an above average man, and the reality is a lot of y'all don't. A guy that's 5'7", making 37, 40K per year, he's probably going to be a fantastic and good husband, but a lot of women would never give him a chance. He's invisible to a lot of women. I think more girls need to get their dating standards on par with where they actually stand. Only in 2023 in the United States do we have women that are very average saying, I deserve a top tier guy in the top 1%. Well, are you prepared to deal with the problems that come with that? Are you prepared to have him other girls? Are you prepared to only see him once a week? If that, if you're lucky, are you prepared for him to not be around and give you as much attention as you want? Girls want high value guys, but they don't want to deal with high value problems, because the problem is that a lot of y'all think that you're special and you deserve this guy, but you're not willing to deal with the consequences of being with that guy. You have to bust his ass to get to that point. Y'all didn't. So you're going to have to concede.
I go on a date with a female and the bill comes and I look at it and I say, you know, it was so good to see you and everything. She don't pick up the bill. And she said, oh, you're not going to pay for it? I said, what? Drizzle, I'm not going to pay for anything. That's giving me an ick. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you should be paying for the bill. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I got ready. Like, my suit cost like thousands of dollars. I got ready for you. My cologne cost a couple thousand. Like, I got ready and showed up. Like, I don't know what you're on, but I'm in my soft guy era. Drizzle. So I'm just trying to make sure that you understand that what's happening here is that you need to really put out. I don't know really what you have to offer. You could just say you're broke, but you could just say you're broke because I got a maid, I got a chef, I got an assistant. I don't really need a woman. So if you're broke, you can just say so, you know, but I have to go ahead and block her. I was not going back home with her. You know, if you're in your soft guy era, continue to be in your soft guy era, because we are not lowering our standards. We will find someone who would do better.
What does the word drizzle mean? It just basically derives from the word sprinkle. Basically, a word women have been using, complaining that men ain't shit, okay? So basically, men have re-engineered it, turned it into drizzle, basically pointing the gun back at women, and now men in their soft guy era are now complaining that women aren't shit, okay? So basically, a man will say, I make 70 grand a year, and you better make $2 million a year, and you better pay for my hair, you better take care of me, you better pay for my meals. That's basically what drizzle is, okay? So how you would use it in a sentence, for example, would be if a woman was like, hey, let me take you out on a date, and then the guy would be like, yeah, where we going? And then the woman would be like, yeah, let me take you to McDonald's, you get whatever you want. And the guy would be like, oh, hell nah. You better bring a friend to make it clear this is not a date. Bring sprinkle or drizzle. Okay.
Kings, this girl sends me a message, says, hey, handsome, how's your day? So I send her a message back, not a good day. She's like, oh no, what's wrong? I'm like, I was day trading, took the long position in DJT, lost $25,000. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you make it back. I instantly hit her with a block. First of all, I'm in my soft guy era. I'm not day trading to lose money. If you find out that I lost $25,000 in the stock market, I better see you put that $25,000 back in my brokerage account. Drizzle. If you can't put it in my brokerage account, Zelle me the money right now. Drizzle. Second, I should not have had to tell you that I was having a bad day. You should be able to feel my energy, Drizzle Drizzle. If I manifested you because I don't chase, I attract, you should know already how I'm feeling before you send me that text message, Drizzle Drizzle. And strike 3, don't even start with, hey handsome, or any of that BS. Do not start my day with the message without first sending me a Cash App notification that there's funds in my account. If you wanted to, you would. If you want me in your life, you would. If you don't, someone else will. No more brokies in 2024.
All right, Kings, new ick unlocked. I was at Target with my girl, and this creepy old bat was staring at me, and she kept looking at me. And I nudged my girl and said, look, this woman keeps checking me out. And she didn't do a damn thing. Like, if she's not going to protect me from a 60-year-old woman at a Target, she's definitely not going to protect me at the house. And how am I supposed to put out? How am I supposed to have kids with somebody that's not going to protect me? I just felt so unsafe and like violated, and I just don't know if I can do it anymore.
Women think they're so special and unique. Y'all don't realize you guys are more alike than you are different, and you guys are everywhere. But the type of guy you want is not. So if you think you're about to come up to this guy who has an option at 100 of you and say, I need this, and this, and this.
There's not 100 of you because I'm doing things for myself that no one else is doing for their self.
How would you
I'm
know
saying
that?
Because I work on myself so hard that I know that no one next to me is in competition with me.
But at the end of the day, the things a man wants out of a woman, he can get that out of another woman.
Yeah, you can, but I'm
the
saying
things you want out of a man, that type of man is very rare. And you're not going to come to him making demands because I can replace you. If I have 10 women here saying I'm willing to do anything you want, and the 1 out of 10 is coming with a piece of paper that says, hey, we doing this, this, and this, or if you fuck up, I'm taking your money and you paying me for fucking up.
I'm not coming with a demand.
You're out of here. Men control marriage, so you don't get to make a demand. You have to be the woman he wants to marry.
You're using the wrong word. You're saying demand.
Get married.
I'm afraid that men are about to learn rule number 1 of capitalism.
And what would that be?
In order to negotiate, you have to bring value.
Based on what is shown on the screen, it does seem like one is going to try to explain that men have no value.
And in order to strike, you have to be able to take something away from the person that you're trying to strike against. That is the meaning of a strike. It means withholding something until you get your needs or conditions met. That's a strike, okay? So I just have one question for all of y'all.
And what's that?
What is that thing? Go ahead, what is that thing?
Sadly, I believe they're serious in asking that question.
What are you going to withhold from women in any meaningful way that is going to force us to meet your conditions and demands? What will it be? Go ahead. What will it be? What will you withhold from us? Have you thought about that?
I'm fairly certain that they have.
Because I guarantee you, in less than a month's time, tops, I promise you, everybody's going to forget about this.
I highly doubt that. The reason being, because unlike what some believe, this is not about some men going on strike so they can get something out of women. Oh no, it is in fact more about men holding up a mirror to the face of the behavior that a lot of women have been displaying in regards to their own dating standards. So when men start acting in the exact same way that women do, it definitely seems that some women are not liking the reflection.
Listen, a nigga with money don't want you to listen. I'm gonna give this out to all women worldwide. Niggas with money don't want you paying no. We don't care for you to do that. We not coming to get you for no bread. If you do that and you get your own bread on the side, we gonna clap our hands for it. We gonna smile about it. We gonna be proud of it. We don't need you to do it. That's the advantage of picking us. We don't want you for that. We want, honestly, we don't, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You
having a wife that works for somebody else, that means somebody can pick up the phone and tell your wife to be somewhere, which means they have more control and more influence over your wife than you do. I wouldn't like that at all, which is why I told my wife, you don't need to work. My wife can go if she wants to go. She's not gonna go because she has to go. She's not gonna go because you told her to go. You're not gonna have that much power or influence over my wife, period.
Most attractive women are giving advice to average women about entitlement. Now, in honesty, really beautiful young women can afford to be entitled. Life is easy for them. So that entitlement is reserved for the 1% of women. It's reserved for the hyper beautiful, you really look after themselves. The problem is these women are the ones that we see online the most. Now they're saying this is what you get out of life, don't settle for anything less, make sure you don't do 50-50, blah, blah. That only applies to the 1% of women. Majority of women are average. Majority of women don't get that kind of treatment from men. Majority of women can't elicit that out of men. So when you are taking advice, I'm so sorry to break this to you, looks matter. They really, really matter. So yes, if you're incredibly beautiful and you're stunning, yes, you can be entitled. Unfortunately, men will reward that. But when you're an average looking woman, an average lifestyle, and you're an average person, you have to have average standards. So I think the entitlement has to be reserved for the 1% of women, and the average woman, the entitlement won't work for you. Teamwork will work for you. And most people are average. Most women, most men are average. So teamwork works better.
So I'm looking for a unicorn is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And stop looking for unicorn behavior if you're not a unicorn. And I know I get a lot of stick on this online because they're like, oh, you talk from like, you know, about attractive women. There's just such a big difference in how men respond to them. It's night and day. So you have to remember when you're taking advice, you have to remember, just like you have to remember your budget price, like money wise, you have to remember your budget looks wise. If you're not incredibly beautiful, it's limited how much submission you can get out of men. If you're hyper beautiful, you'd be shocked at how much men will submit to you.
One thing that bothers me when people apply everything to other people's relationships. Here's an example. I made a video talking about building up a man and everybody's crucifying me in the comments that women shouldn't build up men. It causes resentment, this and that. Just because you had a bad experience doesn't mean everybody's going to have a bad experience, okay? Do you guys know Jelly Roll and Bunny? He's one of the biggest country singers right now. He had nothing to his name. She helped him. She put him on. And guess what he is now? Almost a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who build up their partners or work as a team and they don't resent each other. You got with somebody who was mad, angry, and probably resented you because of the things that went on in your relationship. You are not the same as other people. You know what I mean? And if you know you have a good heart and good intentions and you want to help a man or help whoever, who's to stop you? Like a lot of women get mad at other women for wanting to build up a man. Honey, this ain't for the weak bitches. You a hyena, I'm a big dog. So if I want to build up somebody, that's my business. You can't handle it. I got it.
Single guys get attention, but men who are already in relationships and already married, they get more. Because now I'm just going to say, if it's a woman trying to attract a man, she knows you already have the capacity that I was speaking about earlier to do this, this, and this. So now all I got to do is take you from her, now you can do all of that for me. Yeah. So see, your intent could be honorable, positive. You don't mean that. But if I want you, I'm going to put you in so many predicaments and send your girl all the photos to plant seeds.
10 things I did wrong in my 10-year relationship, because no one's perfect. We were engaged for the last 2 years of it and pretty much broke everything off 2 weeks prior to the wedding. Number 1, being indecisive. Number 2, constantly being on my phone, whether it was talking to my friends or on social media. Number 3, controlling tendencies. Number 4, constantly questioning him because of my insecurities. So especially when he was going out with his friends, I wanted to know who was going, when he was going, what time he was coming back. Being a little disorganized and messy. Not taking as much initiative when it came to planning like activities or trips. Number 7, not expressing myself constantly and internalizing everything and then blowing up. Number 8, not being super spontaneous and going with the flow. Number 10, having trouble admitting when I was wrong.